let's talk about these characters. Now, when it comes to the casting of Yusuke, to be honest, that was a pretty good cast. I think that he looks like him, or at least embodies who Yusuke is supposed to be. However, the rest of the cast, the main cast, I don't know what the heck happened. Like, what happened to Kuwabara? You know, he just looks like this generic Asian guy. Like, really, when you think about him in the anime, you're really, or at least for me, I'm thinking more of like a Grease type look, at least for Kuwabara. You know what I mean? Then you have Hiei, who just looks like a cosplay that you would find in like an anime convention. And then we have Kurama. Kurama, I feel, is like the worst of them all. He just, like, I don't know, man, like, what's up with this wig? You know what I mean? It's just, it's so distracting. It's a little bit off-putting. And to be honest, it took me completely out of the story when he came into the picture. Now, outside the casting and costumes, to be honest with you, my greatest gripe with this rendition is just the pacing. The pacing is so bad. Everything just happens way too fast. The first episode, I think they did a pretty good job, right? You meet Yusuke, you get a sense that he's somewhat of a thug, but maybe there's like something more to him, and then he passes away, and then ultimately we see how he is revived, right? And I think from that perspective, that first episode did a nice job. But then after this, things are just like thrown in your face, and you're just supposed to accept that these things are happening. Like, for example, what is up with Yusuke sacrificing half his life to save Kurama? Like, I get it, Yusuke has turned a new leaf, but there isn't enough that we are told in this story to merit him being willing to give up half his life because Kurama is somewhat trying to do something noble. I don't know. I feel like if they were going to keep the same story that they did, they should have not made the stakes so high. It should have not been a life or death, or I'm going to give up half my life situation. So I think something a little bit more tamed would have still catered to the character and maybe added a little bit more character development to the entire story. And obviously add him into the team. I don't know. It's just like, I feel like overall the character development was just not there to merit the actions that we see from Yusuke, specifically in this situation. The other gripe is the training arc. Like, what was up with that? Like, this training arc literally takes like 5 minutes. Now, let's take a look at this for a second. In the manga, this saga or this section takes about 2 weeks. In the anime, especially the Japanese version, it's about a month or so. And in the English, it's supposed to be like 6 weeks, right? This training arc that Yusuke goes through with, what's her name? Koenma, I think? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I forget her name right now. Now, in the live action, technically, it's supposed to take 3 weeks. But the way that they portray the different scenes and the pacing, it really just feels like maybe like a day or two. And there's no tournament. It's just like these two are just accepted and she trains them. And I don't know, it felt way too fast, and it doesn't merit the development of power and techniques that these characters develop in 5 minutes, basically. I get that a lot of these live action series have failed over the years, and really this was like a trial run to see if there was an appetite from the anime community or the manga community to watch this live action. So they almost try to pack in as much as possible into this one season just to create engagement from people. And this is, by the way, the same issue that I had with One Piece. It just moved way too fast. And for me, to be honest, quality is better than quantity. I think that they could have told a way better story and still gotten us engaged and invested in this live action show, in this live action series. So I don't know, that's my main gripe with the live action series that have come out, especially the successful ones, quote unquote, right? YuYu Hakusho and One Piece, is that the pacing is way too fast. The development, there isn't enough development in the characters, and they're trying to tell way too much too fast. But I mean, overall, I think that these are good steps, and hopefully, Netflix is not as scared, right, to take chances on these developments, on these transitions from anime to live action. They'll maybe become more comfortable and then ultimately tell better stories without feeling like they need to pack so much into one single session or one single eight episode season, right? So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I overreacting here? Do I have some merit into what I'm saying? Again, let me know in the comments. And as always, I just want to remind you that we must persevere.